Hello. Today we're going to continue our work in algebra and we're going to be looking at multiplying together pairs of brackets like what we've got here. And this is going to be very similar to the work we're doing on page 222 in our books. Now, the first step of this is the only thing that's going to be new to us. So if we take an example like this where we have x plus 2 in brackets next to x plus 4 in brackets, we know that brackets mean multiply. So what we're going to do is multiply out each of the terms inside our brackets together, and I'm going to show you how. So what we're going to do is take the first term in our first bracket, x, and multiply it by everything in the second bracket. And we're going to take the second term in our first bracket and multiply it by everything in the second bracket. And once we've done that, we'll be back to stuff that looks more familiar to us. So let's try this. X multiplied by the second bracket will look like x multiplied by x plus 4. And then we're going to have plus 2 multiplied by the second bracket. And now we're back to something that we know how to deal with. We have a number outside of a bracket. We're going to multiply it by each thing inside. We've already done a bunch of these questions. So we're going to have x multiplied by x and x multiplied by plus 4 and 2 multiplied by x and 2 multiplied by plus 4. So once we get to this line, it's what we already know. Getting from here to here is the only new thing we're dealing with. And now we're going to complete this question out and see if we have any like terms to add up. So first things first, I'm going to have x multiplied by x multiplied by x plus x multiplied by 4, and it's positive 4 here, so I don't need to write in a symbol here. I can write in plus 4 if I like. And here I'm going to have plus 2 multiplied by x and plus 2 multiplied by 4. And I know how to do this. I have x multiplied by x, and the short way of writing that is x squared. The little number up here tells me how many times I multiplied x by itself, and the shorter way of writing x multiplied by 4 is 4x. Number sitting next to letter means multiply. 2 multiplied by x is 2x, and 2 multiplied by 4, so plus by plus will give me plus 2 multiplied by 4 is going to give me 8. Now I'm not quite done here, because I can see that I have like terms. I have 4 x's and I have 2 x's. They're like terms, so I can add them up. So I'll have x squared, and I have 4 x's, and I add 2 x's. I have a total of 6 x's, and I have plus 8 here. And this is as far as I can go, because this is an x squared, this is an x, and this is a pure number, and I can't add dissimilar terms. So that's as far as I can go. That's my final answer in that question. Now, let's follow the same steps here. Only difference in these questions is the algebra is going to get a little bit messier, but the steps will be identical. So I have my two brackets multiplied together. What am I going to do? I'm going to take the first thing in the first bracket and multiply it by the second bracket, second thing in the first bracket, and multiply it by the second bracket. This way of drawing things in can help us to remember our steps. So a multiplied by a minus 2 minus 3, we're careful, there's a minus here, so here we had a plus 2, here we have a minus 3, so we keep our signs. And now we're going to multiply out. This again is what we already know. We've done questions like this. We're going to have a multiplied by a multiplied by minus 2, minus 3 multiplied by a, minus 3 multiplied by minus 2. A multiplied by a plus, there's no symbol in front of the a, so we say it's a plus, a multiplied by minus 2, and then we have minus 3 multiplied by a, and minus 3 multiplied by minus 2. Identical to what we've just done here, we just have some minuses going on, and that's the only real difference. So we have a multiplied by a, means a to the power of 2, tells me how many times I multiplied a by itself. Then I have plus by minus will give me minus a by 2 gives me 2a. Minus by plus is going to give me minus, and 3 by a I write as 3a. Minus by minus is going to give me plus, and 3 by 2 is going to give me 6. And again I can see I have like terms. I have minus 2a, minus 3a. So let's add up our like terms. A squared minus 2 minus 3. So the minus means I'm going to get smaller, so I'm going to end up down at minus 5a plus 6. And this is as far as I can go because again these are now dissimilar terms, a squared, a, and pure number, so that's as far as I can go. Last question we're going to do. Exactly the same steps. I have two brackets multiplied together, so brackets sitting next to each other mean multiply. And I'm going to take the first thing in my first bracket, multiplied by everything in my second bracket, second thing in my first bracket, multiplied by everything in my second bracket. And let's follow our steps. 3m in my second bracket, 2m plus 1, minus 5 by 2m plus 1. So second thing in the first bracket by all of the second bracket. Now we're back to what we already know quite well. We're going to multiply what's outside the bracket by each thing inside, multiply what's outside the bracket by each thing inside. So I'm going to have 3m multiplied by 2m and plus 3m. Remember, no symbol means positive, by 1. I can put plus 1 in here if I like. Minus 5 multiplied by 2m minus 5 multiplied by 1. So 3 by 2 is 6. M multiplied by m would be m squared. 3 multiplied by 1 is going to be 3, and I have my multiplied by m. Minus multiplied by plus is going to give me minus. 5 multiplied by 2 is going to give me 10. And I have multiplied by m. And then I have minus multiplied by plus is going to give me minus, and 5 by 1 is going to give me 5. So now I see, do I have any like terms? And I do. I have plus 3m minus 10m. So I'm going to add up my like terms. I have plus 3m minus 10m. If I start at plus 3, I'm going to get 10 smaller. Minus, I'm going to get smaller or more negative, so I'm going to end up down at minus 7m. And remember, your number line is how we figure those questions out. Minus 5. Again, I have an m squared, an m, and a pure number. That's as far as I can go. I cannot add up dissimilar terms.